The year was November 21st, 1916, and the time was 8:02. The world's largest army hospital ship had set out on its 6th journey to pick up wounded soldiers. The name of this ship was Britannic. It had been converted by the United Kingdom into a hospital ship for the World War. It was so large that even Titanic looked small in comparison. A 3,300 bed care unit had been built inside it. 1,066 people were appointed to manage it, including 673 crew members, 315 Royal Army Medical Corps personnel, and 77 nurses. Suddenly, everyone heard a loud and terrifying sound. After that, chaos broke out on the ship, and it slowly began to tilt to one side. What exactly happened that caused such a massive ship to start sinking? Were the people on board able to survive? Did it meet the same fate as Titanic? The story of Britannic had begun alongside Titanic. It was the time when the foundation of this ship was being laid, and at the same time, the world's first luxury ship, Titanic, had already been completed. Both ships were built in Belfast at the Harland and Wolff shipyards by specially skilled workers. They were luxury ships of the world's largest shipping company, White Star Line. That is why Britannic is also known as the sister ship of Titanic. Its construction process began on November 30th, 1911. But in April 1912, such an accident occurred that the company had to stop its work midway. Titanic had collided with an iceberg, and its sinking caused the company heavy losses, along with severe criticism in the media. Troubled by all this, the company decided that Britannic would be rebuilt with stronger and improved safety measures. It was made so powerful that if any trouble occurred in the ocean, not even a hair of it would be harmed. This time it was equipped with safety features. The maximum number of lifeboats were installed. Watertight compartments were built, whose doors were so strong that water would be difficult to fill it again. Before launch, its name was Gigantic, but on February 26, 1914, it was launched under the name Britannic. Why the name was suddenly changed was never disclosed by the company. The service of this ship was about to begin when, on July 28, 1914, World War began. Within no time, war spread across the entire world. The United Kingdom entered into conflict with Germany. Germany began sending its forces into different areas of the United Kingdom, and the war had officially begun. In this war, many soldiers were getting injured and needed treatment as quickly as possible. Treating so many soldiers together was difficult, and helping them by road was also risky. Considering all these situations, the British government made an immediate plan. On November 13, 1915, they proposed converting the Britannic into a hospital ship. It had already been standing idle for a year, so permission was granted to convert it into a hospital. To make it look like a hospital ship, it was first painted white, and a horizontal green stripe was added. 3 red crosses were painted on each side. From the inside, it was also heavily transformed. Its first-class dining hall was converted into an operating theatre, and B-deck was turned into living quarters for the medical staff. On December 23, 1915, it departed from Liverpool, England, on its first duty. After that, it did not slow down and continuously transported soldiers from different ports back to England. By now, in 5 journeys, it had given many soldiers a new life. It performed its duty so efficiently that the British government decided to give €75,000 as compensation. At the same time, its operation was stopped. In June 1916, Britannic was once again turned into a Grand. It was brought to Belfast to be converted back into a passenger liner. But after 2 months, heartbreaking news arrived. In an emergency, the ship was sent to a place where many soldiers had already been injured. As we mentioned earlier, the ship was sailing through the Channel. Captain Bartlett was standing on the bridge with Chief Officer Hume and Fourth Officer Mick. Suddenly, a loud explosion occurred. A large hole of about 1.5 meters was torn into the front side of the ship. The captain thought that perhaps the ship had collided with something, but the ship began to tilt slightly. The captain realized that something serious was about to happen, and at that moment the emergency bell started ringing. Everyone became alert and began picking up whatever belongings they could carry. They understood that something was about to happen that they had never even imagined. Then, what happened was that even such a strong ship began to sink. Even though it had been built to be safer than the Titanic, a submarine of the Imperial German Navy, SMU-73, had laid several mines in that area. The ship struck one of those mines, causing it to sink into the sea within an hour. It sank even faster than its sister ship Titanic. What happened during that 1 hour? And whether the condition of the passengers was like that of the Titanic? Let us find out. As soon as he heard the explosion, Captain Bartlett ordered the crew below to get ready quickly. The crew rushed toward the control room, but when they reached to close the doors, they were shocked. They discovered that not all the doors had closed automatically, and the door near the boiler room was also not closing. The captain ordered the doors to be closed manually, but reaching there had become difficult. Water had already entered inside. The captain knew that if something could be done, it had to be done quickly. But some ventilator shafts had been opened for fresh air, which allowed water to enter Deck E and Deck F as well. Now the captain felt that saving the ship was impossible. Then another plan came to his mind to steer the ship toward an island, but that was not without danger either. So much water had filled the ship that taking it to the island had become extremely difficult. Everyone was simply praying that somehow their lives would be saved. Now the entire responsibility was on the captain's shoulders. Without losing patience, he decided to evacuate. The crew members had already prepared some emergency boats above the sea, but the captain refused to lower them, because the ship's large propeller was still running. By now, half an hour had passed, and people were trapped on the sinking ship. As time moved past 2:30, panic among the people kept increasing. Then the people sitting in 2 emergency boats released their boats into the sea themselves. As soon as they reached the water, they began to feel relieved. But they did not know why the captain had forbidden them from going down. The waves of the sea were so strong that the boats were not able to move forward. On top of that, the ship's propeller was spinning so fast that it was pulling the boats toward itself. Whenever they tried to row the boats away, they were quickly drawn closer to the propeller. As soon as the first boat struck it, the rapidly spinning blades shattered the boat into pieces, and the people sitting in it were cut to death on the spot. Seeing this horrifying scene, the people on the ship became even more terrified. The second boat was also moving toward the propeller. In this boat was a nurse who had also been present during the sinking of the Titanic. Her name was Violet Jessup. Somehow she had narrowly survived the Titanic, but escaping from here seemed difficult. The same scene was once again before her eyes. Just as the boat was about to reach the deadly propeller, she jumped into the sea. As soon as she entered the water, her head struck the ship, causing an injury. She kept swimming there to save her life. Seeing this, the captain ordered the engines to be stopped and waited for the propeller to come to a halt. As soon as it stopped, people were seated in 35 lifeboats and they were lowered into the sea. During that time, one lifeboat rescued the nurse while she was drowning. Now, only a few people remained on the ship, but they did not want to leave it until everyone had evacuated. Among the last people on board was Major Harold Presley, who was conducting the evacuation in a controlled manner. With him was Private Holmes Belsford, who was helping along with his 7 commanders. Together they placed the remaining 50 people into emergency boats. At exactly 9 o'clock, They left the ship in the last remaining lifeboat, and by then it was on the verge of sinking. However, Captain Bartlett was still on the ship. From the bridge, he was giving instructions to everyone through a megaphone. At 9:07, he blew one last whistle, after which he jumped into the sea. Before his eyes, his beloved ship sank. Swimming, he reached a lifeboat, and even then, he was watching to make sure everyone had left the ship safely. This was the final scene of the Britannic, when everyone became emotional watching it sink. After that, a local fishing boat was the first to reach the scene. Around 10 o'clock, two warships, HMS Heroic and HMS Scourge, also arrived there. Those who came for rescue seated about 800 people there and departed toward Paris. Out of 1,066 people, almost everyone was saved, but 30 people were those who were in those two boats. They were killed after colliding with the propeller. This included 21 crew members, 1 officer, and 8 members of the Royal Army Medical Corps. Until then, no one knew how the explosion had actually occurred on this ship. Many years later, when some people decided to solve its mystery, they formed a team of divers who went underwater to collect samples. Only then was it discovered that the reason for its sinking was the explosion of a mine laid by the Germans. What happened with Britannic was very tragic, but even today, people view it as an engineering marvel. Building such a luxury ship at that time was not possible. Even though Britannic could not become a passenger liner, the help it provided to its country's soldiers ensured that it registered its name in history. So friends, this was the story of such an underrated ship in the world that helped its country until its very last breath. If you want more videos on topics like this, then do tell us your favorite topics in the comments. Until then, we take your leave and we'll be back soon with another interesting topic. If you liked this video, then share it with your friends. And yes, do not forget to like the video. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, then please do that as well. Also, do not forget to press the bell icon so that our videos can reach you as soon as possible.